just they want.
I got a dream and it's all I see. I got my team and it's all I need. I see them hating and it's fine by me. Fine by me. See them hating and it's fine by me. Fine by me.
I see them hating and it's fine by me. Got a dream and it's all I see. Got my team and it's all I need. See them hating and it's fine by me.
It's fine by me. Yeah, haters know I get a lot of.
Wait,
Hold up.
shit,
Haters know I got a lot of.
Wait.
Hold up.
shit.
Haters mad cause they get nada. Got a lot of dollars, look like I just hit the lotto. Rich, pop my collar, looking like a baller. Take shots like revolver, but the stroke so Arnold Palmer. Don't tell me act right, I be in my bag like I be in the fast like blow money I like a bagpipe. And it's all I see. I got my team and it's all I need. I see them hating and it's fine by me. Fine by me. See them hating and it's fine by me. Fine by me.
I see them hating and it's fine by me. Got a dream and it's all I see. Got my team and it's all I need. See them hating and it's fine by me.
It's fine by me.
Boy, it's only buckets where I'm at, where I'm from. They don't tuck it, they just shoot dick buckets through the gap. You be sluggish at the bat, I be Kirby Puckett. Sticking House of Moan Brown, stuck it to the mat. Magic fingers, like I'm Stephon Diggs. I don't like my coffee black, I like it T-shirt Prince. Hold on to the balls, just like Marshawn Lynch. In the whip, you ain't like the
I got a dream and it's all I see. I got my team and it's all I need. I see them hating and it's fine by me. Fine by me. See them hating and it's fine by me. Fine by me.
I see them hating and it's fine by me. Got a dream and it's all I see. Got my team and it's all I need. See them hating and it's fine by me.
It's fine by me.
I can see them hating, but it's all good. Say they hating 'cause I made it, 'cause they never thought I would.
I always knew I'd do it different since the day I started. When I was spitting all my lyrics, all I know is heartache. I need a medic who can feel so empathetic when I'm calling 9099. My list of fucking problems, take out those zeros 'cause I'm powered by a none. And my favorite color's Nero, but I'm looking for a star who can shine away the pain that is coming up with this age. As I look back and I say, where did it go, why did I waste it? I grew up listening to music from 10 different genres. It never stopped me going crazy when the volume's up. And I always wanna be somebody who can tell his father I made it pops and I promise I'll look after mother. I'm making money but my money isn't back, and I'm always wondering if it will ever be everlasting. I'm always thinking about the issues of my past. Now my faith is on the edge, somebody go and call the pastor. I gave up weekends 'cause I need to take a chance. Now I'm working all the time on my music, I gotta act big. If I don't make it then I pray my boy will smash this. I'm looking up for angels 'cause I want the wings to catch him. And in my past there's a version I barely know, who never thought he falls from the all-time low. But it's not his fault, oh no, it's not his fault, 'cause he's putting in his life but his name, it didn't go. And if I grow old, moving from my friend zone, call me back home, I don't wanna let go. If I lose hope, grab me by the damn throat, shout my name and tell me let the worry go. 'Cause all I wanna do is cut loose, but I don't even know what's going on. 'Cause all I wanna do is push through, but I don't even know if I'm coming home. 'Cause all I wanna do is cut loose, but I don't even know what's going on. 'Cause all I wanna do is push through, but I don't even know if I'm coming home. I know you probably heard the story from the different shows of all the singers, rappers, failures who just wanna pose. I'm not saying that my story is the only told, I'm just saying this is how I vent my hollow bones. I'm trying to think, but my words, they just keep overflowing. If you saw me, then you'd say that my vibe was glowing. If you knew me, then you'd say I'd have a smile. But all the while, for my time, a secret that I'm hiding. I'm always feeling like I'm battling leviathans. I'm hitting and I'm slashing, but they're coming back inside my head. I'm up all night too scared of bed, I'm wasting time and then I'm dead. And all that's left is words unsaid, or better yet, a demo track. 'Cause all I wanna do is cut, but I don't even know what's back in the red lights. So come on over, save me falling, cause I don't wanna burn my health now. These demons want me to cut loose, tell me that these visions are okay. And when I'm fucking am I loving or just pushing them away? It's hard, so gotta give my body and soul in my torso. Found that this will in the bowl. I gotta hope you're something that will take me and hold all the pieces falling from my struggling hope. I'm singing DJ, can you play?
Yeah, listen there, Bucky. I want peace. Like a lot.
Get all my worries and go lose my head in my favorite show. DJ, can you play my song? I just wanna move and sing along. Get all my worries and go lose my head in my favorite show.
You ain't gonna be alone, now you got a good man.
Introduce you to a good man, nice to meet me. Tongue hang out, young 2-3 Geechee. Calling me a dog, but that's a nigga nature. Even though it's hard for a nigga being faithful. Your heart's been sold, I can tell by the sutures. Black MJ, Fox Back to the Future. Sands in Jamaica, Cupid, shooter. Patrick Swayze, I see right through ya. Royalty coming to America, been paid. We can book a flight to Hawaii, get laid. Got a lot of miles on your conscience, oil change. Let me check it in for you, yeah, you need an upgrade. True carry glasses, but I ain't into playing games. Beautiful in my eyes, pink flames. Take a turn on the wheel of fortune. Spin acts everywhere. If love is priceless, who wants to be a millionaire?
You ain't got a man, what you doing right now? Never seen the man, I'ma show you now. Never met the man that can hold you down. Till now. And I can understand if you don't know how. Love is kinda scary when you're broken down. Girl, I'ma be the one to turn it all around. Baby, I swear I won't hurt you. So take my hand, let's go. Let everybody know you got a good man.
Help our show, man. Hope everybody's having a good night. Thank you for being here. This is our first ever podcast. I'm getting an echo somehow for some reason. Well, you know, it would be my stream if everything was working right. Can you hear me now? Sorry, everybody, while we get this figured out. Oh, I think I hear Bootsy.
Yep, I think I heard myself. There we go.
All right. You're able to turn up your mic?
No, it's as much as it goes. I could probably maneuver it forward. Let's see.
You know, we're always having to work something out when doing something new, you know? So did you bring it closer to you?
Yeah, as much as I could. I might have to get new mics soon. Oop, back down printer. How about now? How's that sound? That was creepy.
Go ahead and say something again.
Gone. Whoop.
You're back.
I'm back.
Okay, as we figure out the kinks and whatnot, you just may have to speak up a little louder when...
I'll just yell at everybody.
There we go. Excuse me. All right, so welcome to the first podcast of From Kitchen Knives to Table Knives, Stories Around the Plate. We talk about everything about the kitchen, front of house, back of house, all the good things, the bad things, the fun times, the not so fun times, you know. The randomness of the kitchen. Some people know, some people don't know. They like all the effort to go into your plate. Like sometimes 4 or 5 people have touched your plate. That sounds kind of bad, but you know, it's kind of kind of the truth there. It's like, oh, huh. Very true when you think about it.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll have this week. It's just going to be me and Bootsy, and we got the beautiful Bootsy joining me as always, my navigator in life and in game, and the kitchen. I never know where I'm going without her.
I do more of the kitchen stuff at home, but
Yes, because of the length of time I've been doing this and the bulk of cooking I do, I'm bad and come home and don't do any cooking, and Bootsy does the cooking at home. Oh, well, once the barbecue gets fixed, I'll barbecue.
yeah.
But yeah. Other than that, I don't really do much at home. I'm quick and easy, hurry up and get the food and eat it.
Yeah.
But I've been in the kitchen for 25 plus years. Learned from the need of getting into the kitchen because I needed to find a job. Bootsy's been in the kitchen now for 16 years, 20 years?
About 20 years.
20 years.
I started off in a cafe deli, kind of getting a feel for it, but I've always wanted to be in the culinary industry ever since I was 12.
Nice.
So, yeah.
What was it about the culinary industry that attracted you?
Honestly, I think a lot of it was the fact that both my parents worked, so when I came home and got my school work done and everything, and then I knew when they were gonna come home, I would cook dinners and stuff for them, and I liked it, and I also thought it would be a lot easier than going to an actual, college. So that was my other part about wanting to get into food, because I thought it would be a lot easier than anything else. Which, come to find out, because I did go to culinary school, it was a little bit harder than I thought it would be, but all in all, that was a fun experience. But yeah.
From your experience in the culinary, are there a lot of things that you use now that you learned in the culinary?
Probably not as much as I probably should, but honestly, I was really good at sauces. So when it comes to making sauces, I really rely on the mother sauces and the techniques of making your roux. I really hold on to those. Till this day, I still use all the cutting, all the proper cuts, which kind of irritate my coworkers because they're like, stop cutting everything so nice and just cut things faster. But I'm like, I can't just do that. I have to make it nice. So there's that. Honestly, learning from cups to quarts to gallons, you had to learn all that to get your food handler's card, and actually to pass the first step before you could even go to the main kitchen, which I find funny. So I crammed that into myself and learned about it really fast so I could pass the test. But now that I've been where I've been for so long and I constantly use cups to quarts to gallons all the time, I can break everything down to you now. It's so funny.
Nice. Yeah. You know what's sad? There's still I don't really excuse me. I still haven't really picked that up, quarts and gallons and all that. It's always been, hey, use that container to this line.
Fill this much and then call it good.
I've never had any real proper training.
Oh man.
It's always been kind of wing it, so
we'll do a quick one real quick because it's an easy one for everybody. So 4 cups equals 1 quart. 4 quarts equals a gallon.
Yep. Okay.
And then from there, it gets a little complicated. But for basic bit to bit, that is.
See, I have a different breakdown, but that's the thing. It doesn't acquire to any other. Because rice, I use pans, 2-inch pans. They're 2-inch hotel pans, and those are 5. When you do the correct amount of rice, they're 5 pounds.
Okay.
And so, yeah, that's how we get. I think we get 20 pounds, 20-pound bags of rice of brown. Mm-hmm. And we get 25-pound bags of white rice.
Yep.
So that kind of gives us the 2 different measurements.
Right.
And how many we get out of each bag.
Well, before we jump into any more about that, let's talk about our jobs that we actually are in now. So, what do you do for your job? Where do you work? How long have you been there? And how much do you cook for?
I'm a lead cook. Worked hard for that. I basically not really watch over, but I make sure everybody's on point and help them out any any way they can, is if make sure the food goes out on time, that everything looks good, tastes good, and whoever needs the help, that's who gets my help. I'm part of the team. I'm a team player, team guy, but I want to exactly make sure everybody's doing their part. But I cook at a school college that we cook between start of the year around 1,200 students, and then by the back end of the year around 900 students.
Yeah.
And I work during the day, so I see a large part of the process, and we do 2 different lines, so we're doing quite a bit of moving of production and food. One section, one station will get 160 pounds of chicken, say, just for the protein.
Yeah.
The other side's we're gonna do burgers, so we're gonna bust out 15 cases, and I want to say there's 40, 50 burgers in each case.
Yep.
So yeah. That's just the protein. Now we got veg and your starch and whatnot. So yeah, we go through a lot of food. And the fact of it's not just plate meals. We don't do plate meals. We serve. It's all you can eat buffet service. So we feed a lot of people. Pasta. Oh. Yeah. Pasta is the most popular thing, and yeah, we go through a lot of pasta.
Right.
A lot of pasta.
Yep. For how long have you been there?
I've been there now 8 years. Wow, 8 years there. Lead cook there for the past 4 years.
Nice. Very nice.
I enjoy it, especially we get to see students also, because we have students work with us. So we get to work with students, and it's interesting. Hell, I'm one of our students that we had in a long time ago is now our realtor that we're looking for houses now. So
this is true.
It's funny how that works out.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
So what about you, Bootsy? What are you into right now? What is your job?
I have been a cook for my company that is a nonprofit that houses mentally ill, and I have been with them for 15, 16 years now, and I've seen a lot. We went from, so we're catering. We're just strictly catering. And we went from basically cooking everything and freezing it and making them TV dinners to fresh vegetables. You still get frozen meat a lot, but you get kits this time. Some things do come prepared for you. A lot of the soups will come prepared already. Rice pilaf, Spanish rice, I'll cook, but regular rice, the houses will cook. And speaking of rices, when it comes to pans of rices, I cook in big hotel pans, and I do 2 quarts, 2 cups per pan, which give me, I can't tell you, to be honest. I don't know that math, but my math is that the biggest amount of shit that I'll do is 6 hotel pans. And that's to feed all of my people, it will fill a hotel cam. So a Cambro, not a hotel cam, a Cambro is a huge bus tub looking thing, and a whole one of those fits 6 pans, and that feeds my 3 outside caters and all of my houses. So roughly we feed about 300 to 350 people. A lot less than what Villarosa does.
Yeah, we will do one station will have 10 to 12 pans of rice.
Yeah.
If
That's a lot.
and that's like I say, one station will have, sometimes we'll have another station have, one station will have white, another station will serve brown rice. So yeah, boom, there's another. If that's the case, we do 10 and 10.
Right.
Which, wow. Like I say, there's times where I'm just like, I don't want to see rice.
Yeah.
No.
I made something the other day, and it was either rice or pasta to go with
Yeah.
it. Or it was
Rice or noodles.
Rice or noodles, because I was making something Chinese. And he's all, can I please have the noodles? I'm like, sure, no problem. Yeah, I think I was making stir fry. And I was going to serve it with rice or these noodles that we have. They're not yakisoba, but they're noodles. And he's all, yeah, noodles, please. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that was the day I served rice on both sides.
No, thank you.
I was like,
I've had enough rice. But yeah, so it's been interesting to see the changes, especially the people. Like we used to have 5 people that worked in our kitchen, and now there's only 3 of us for all the shit that we do. But it's funny because
wow.
yeah.
Okay, and here's the change
here's
too.
another one.
So she has 3 people. There was 5 for catering.
Yeah.
We have one person open that does breakfast. I have one person that does pantry that will do soups, or not soups. We'll do like the salads, the little side like cheese for a chili.
Right.
You know, the condiments essentially. And then I have one veteran cook that's been in the game for, I want to say 40 years. At least 30 years. He's been to culinary school. He used to, and he will be in one of the podcasts.
Right.
But he's in command. He does one line. And then I have another cook who's been in the food industry. She's the hourly sous chef. She's been in there for like 16 years. Not there, but she's been cooking for about 16 years. And she's in command of another line. And then I have a cook that does our... we call it a buildable. It's a station where everything's pretty plain, so there's no allergens essentially. You know, we don't use any. Everything's pretty legit. Like
No peanut oil or.
Yeah, we don't do any oils of any peanuts. We don't do any allergens. And the seasoning is very light as far as. We pretty much just only do salt and pepper. And then that's a spot where you can, if you want to just build a bowl without any allergens, you can do something like that. And then have a sous chef, my chef, and then front of house manager. And yeah, we got quite a bit of people, and that's the day crew. Night crew, we have, I want to say, another 5 people for the night crew that works in the kitchen. And then we have, oh, that's right, I got 2 more dishwashers, 3 dishwashers during the day. So
That must be nice.
And then I have 2 bakers
Yeah.
that pump out the desserts and whatnot. So yeah, it's just this constant machine just pumping out food from different areas. And then don't forget, we have downstairs, we have another place that's recently been redone, and there's another 3 cooks down there.
Right.
But then there's 2 or 3 baristas down there because they do coffee also.
Ah, yes.
So, yeah, we have quite the operation. And like I say, we're just pumping out food in all these different locations. And then you got Bootsy that's doing 300 people with 3 people.
Let me break down my kitchen,
5
I
people.
guess. So I
7.
have 3 people in my kitchen that cook the food, right? And then we have 1 person that allocates dry stuff and certain bulk items like the Spanish rice or whatnot. He allocates that for all the houses. Any kits that we have, anything like that, he'll allocate. Outside catering gets a lot of frozen pans of stuff, so when it comes to lunches, we'll do more like chicken fingers and fries for them. But they do get a lot of main dishes and stuff too. And then in the dry goods section, we have 1 person who is essentially we have 2 delivery drivers, but one of them will do pulling orders for the houses. So on top of getting the food that you get for lunch and dinner, breakfast items and little like major things that run a kitchen at home. So like your eggs, your dairy, and some lunch meats, and like 5 different vegetables, potatoes, tomatoes, broccoli, zucchini, strawberries, like those basic things. We send those out as groceries. And then you get your dry stuff. So you got your cereal, your condiments, your breakfast needs as far as like yogurt and peanut butter and bagels and bread, like all your basic stuff to stock for snacks and whatnot. And we also make little snacks and healthy stuff on the side. So it's really a lot that goes on, but we mostly just do all the cooking. Unless somebody is gone or down, then we cover those shifts through everybody. We don't have an on-call person. We don't have somebody outside that comes in and helps us. It's all of us in our kitchen that make the whole thing work. So all in all, realistically, besides myself and my other 2 guys in the kitchen, 3, 4, 5, 6, and my boss who's there who helps out when need be 7. So I have 7 people in my kitchen that run our little show. And one of them is also the dishwasher / cook. And I'm just a cook. I'm not a lead. I'm not a manager. I am just a cook. We all are just cooks, which irritates my colleagues because, or one of them, because he can't go anywhere. He's used to going into kitchens and moving up the chain and doing things, and that's not how my kitchen works. You want to move up and go someplace else, and you literally have to get up and go someplace else. That's not how this works. But because we are expanding and we're getting a lot of houses on the west side, the east side, and just getting more houses in general, which a house we literally buy houses and fill them with those who we serve. So it's our residents / clients. And we'll have a house that has 3 people, or we'll have a house that has 15 people, or a location that we don't really go to anymore, but it's still ours, is an actual apartment building downtown Portland. So they actually are more to themselves. I don't think we even deliver Christmas and Thanksgiving to them anymore.
No shit.
Yeah, like they're very much their own location. We'll give them supplies. Like if they need pans or something, like stuff like that, we'll give them that. And like towels and whatnot.
They're kind of working as their own entity
But yeah,
now.
other than that, like the food and everything is all them. Like they order their own. I think they get a Cisco drop and stuff like we would.
Nice.
So, yeah.
And that's the other thing too with this podcast. If you have any questions or anything,
Yeah.
let us know. Recipes or
Secrets
a roux
of whatever.
or
that
yeah.
We're not tied to anybody.
What's
so we can tell you
really-
what the fuck's going on.
What's really in a chef special?
Yeah, right.
Well, to be honest with you, the chef special is usually stuff that they need to get rid of.
Yeah. Yeah, it's whatever is expiring in the next couple days that needs to go out now. That is what a chef special is next time. Sorry to ruin it for some of y'all, but
Like it's not bad. Not that it's
not
like
moldy,
bad.
it's
Yeah,
not
it's not.
gross,
It's just where it's in the shelf life of the restaurant credentials to be like, okay, after this we can't use it anymore. So
it's like opening up your fridge and going, man, I really don't have anything solid, but if I threw all this together, it might taste really good.
yeah.
So that's pretty much all it is you've come to the end of whatever your week is, and instead of buying a bunch of stuff to cover one day, you use what you got.
Yep.
Is the nicer way to put it, instead of everything but the kitchen sink.
And that's one of our rules too in the kitchen.
Oh, let's talk
Leftovers.
about that,
We
too.
we can use leftovers, but like so, we make an item. We make an item. We let it cool to the proper temperatures. Cool down to a certain temperature within 4 hours, and down to 32 within 6 hours total. I want to say.
Right. Your proper cooling time.
The proper cooling times. As long as you do that, which we do that,
Yeah.
we can use that item in something else. But the rule is, whatever we use that item in, whatever is left is tossed. Like, we can't use it anymore because of the potential of the food not really going bad, but of possible getting sick because of bacteria growing and whatnot. So that's always our rule. Heat it once, reheat it once, and then it's done. And then that's the thing too. Say you have this big batch that you're making. As soon as you of fresh food, fresh meat, say fresh protein, as soon as we throw in something that's reheat into it to bulk it up, whatever is left we have to toss, because it all mixed together. There's no way to know what's new, what's old. So
Yep.
sometimes, and that's why we also do some of the things we do. We make in batches, but we do it in staggered. So, like, prime example, I need to reuse rice. So again, we heated it once, it wasn't used, it's still in his pan, it was cooled down properly. We'll reuse the rice and have it go first out, just to make sure that it's, properly used and not getting wasted.
Right.
But it's and that's the thing we always do, first in, first out, FIFO.
FIFO.
Some people know about it, some people don't, but FIFO, first in, first out.
That's right.
So, but yeah, and that's many years in different kitchens. Like I started in 97. Wow. Yeah, 97 when I say was my first job, working as a server in a retirement home. That was my first time seeing the kitchen, and yeah, that was interesting.
My first serving job, I guess you can. Would you call cashiering in a cafe type scenario like?
You're in a restaurant, right?
Well, it's a cafe slash bakery. So like you can order breads and sandwiches like a Panera. Would you call that
it's a
more of
restaurant.
cashier,
It's
or
still
would
a
you
restaurant.
would that really be front of house?
You're still
customer.
front of
You're
house.
still taking that
You're-
order. You're still
Yeah.
giving stuff. So
You're front of house, but you're still part of the restaurant.
right, okay. So I guess then I would say my first encounter was my first job right after high school. I just graduated, and I graduated in 2008. And yeah.
I'm Batman.
Was it 2008? See, now I don't remember when I graduated high school. 2005. Now I'm gonna have to go back because I've had a lot of shit happen within that time frame. But anyways, so yeah, working at a bakery slash cafe with my best friend. I actually went and she was working there and I wanted to work with her, and so I interviewed and I got the job.
Nice.
And I was very happy. We kind of worked together though. We didn't always have the same shift. So that was good. Because I would have hated to be that person that talked more than I worked, because you're with your fucking best friend, so why would I want to work when I can talk? But yeah, so I worked that for we'll say 6 months. Because after that I moved up to Oregon and went to culinary school. And then I tried to maintain a job while going to culinary school, and I tried to go work for Mary Callender's because I loved the restaurant. I loved the food. I wanted to work for Mary Callender's. Man, I wish I never did. I worked there for a month, maybe 2. And mind you, my work schedule, my school schedule was, excuse me, get up by 6, leave the house by 7, be to school by 7:38, and then really don't get out of school until noon 1, and then you'd have the rest of the day, right? Doesn't sound hard. But I had schoolwork. You still had book work that you had to do. It wasn't just being in the kitchen and cooking. It was, you actually had book work. You actually had writing and papers and shit that you had to turn in. So you have a couple hours of schoolwork, and then you have a job. Most nowadays, now that I've been in that situation of school, not really school and work, but I feel now I would be able to manage it a lot better if I tried to go back to school.
Right.
But my now is a fucking 8 to 5 job. So that would be interesting. But anyways, so I was front of the house. I wasn't even a waitress. I was just what is that called when you see people?
Host.
I was a host.
Hostess.
I was a hostess with not so much mostess, because I wanted to be in the kitchen. But when the kitchen is ran by men and you're a girl, they don't really want you in there. And I'm not saying I'm an asshole or anything else, but when they speak a different language, and mind you, this is not the first kitchen I've walked into that they spoke a different language. When I moved back home for that short period of time before, I think that was after culinary school. Yeah. After culinary school, I moved back to California for a short period of time before I moved back up here and you and I got together. And this is where this time frame is.
Right, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I left Oregon, moved back to California. My dad had passed away at this time. So I went home to help my mom and try and save the house. Not understanding how fucking mortgages worked at this point, I went and got a job that paid me enough to get by for what I needed, and not, oh, let's make some money and save this house because my mortgage payment was not that fucking much. Anyways, that's a whole different story. So I go and work for the Claddagh. Mind you, I lived in the Bay Area-ish. We'll say 45 minutes down from San Jose. In a little cute town called Morgan Hill. Now in Gilroy, which is the next major town over, was an Irish restaurant called the Claddagh. Irish pub, right? It serves what you think it does. So I was very excited. I'm part Irish. I've always had a Claddagh ring at this point in my life, and I thought that would be a great place to go try and work. I get in the kitchen, totally not saying this as an asshole, totally not saying this as a racist, totally not saying this as anything negative when I say this, but I walk in and the 3 guys in the kitchen are Hispanic. Okay, fuck yeah, let's do this. They don't speak English if they don't have to. I am a cute little white girl. Okay, I'm not little. Cute white girl who walks into this kitchen thinking I know what I'm doing. And mind you, when I started my shift, I want to say it was at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. So I had the afternoon to evening shift.
Right.
I did not last long. Let's just put that out there right now. I'm the only one that worked that shift. I didn't have anybody else with me because they were very busy. Now, like the 3rd day that I get into this fucking place, mind you, it was quite evident by the time I got to work and the guys were leaving, they would change the station to the local, like, the local Z100 or
Right,
whatever.
yeah, the top, the top hits.
Yeah, the top hits or whatever. But I told them one time, I was like, I like all kinds of music. Like, I can listen to whatever. You don't have to change it. And they're like, uh-huh. And I'm like, okay, we're not really going to have a conversation, are we? So the front of the house dude that was working didn't particularly care for me very much. But since once I got the hang of everything and I could actually get stuff out, like, he respected me a little bit more. And we went out for drinks one night and had a bonding moment. And then he was cool with me.
Right.
I'm not. Whatever you think. And then they had I was there for the 4th of July. So they had this cute little, I want to say it was just a basic angel food cake with blueberries and strawberries, whipped cream, and chocolate sauce. But because I had white and chocolate sauce, that I made the plate. I made every plate that I put out different. And the boss was like, You're pumping all these out? Like, you just came up with this? You didn't ask anybody? No nothing? And I was like, no, is that okay? And she goes, yeah, these are great. I was like, okay.
Nice.
I came in and found out we had a partner, right? And I didn't know what to do. So yeah, it was, I had some good moments, some teaching moments, but from then on, I was definitely always back at the house. I never wanted to be front of the house. I had to do it for culinary school, because once you get past a certain point, like to graduate, you had to do a black box, like you see on TV. Yeah, that was fun. But you have to work in the front of the house for 6 weeks and the back of the house for 6 weeks. So, and it wasn't, it was straight solid 6 weeks in the kitchen, straight solid 6 weeks in the front. I did not care for the front of the house.
Yeah.
I'm not a people person. Like, I can talk to people. Like, I'm not shy anymore. I've definitely broken out of my shell of being shy for people. But, like, customers and people that think that they know exactly what they want and this, that, and the other, and opinions. Lots of opinions.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. And being in the house.
Well, that's one thing, too. Going to places as a cook and knowing when they screw something up.
Or label something and that's not what it is. and you know it isn't.
I'm looking at you, Olive Garden.
We'll never forget that. We went for an anniversary dinner, and I love Olive Garden. I love the salad, the breadsticks, the whole atmosphere, and we saw that night that they had
It was supposed to be stuffed chicken marsala.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Stuffed chicken marsala. It's like 25 bucks for it. I'm like, hey, I get it. It's going to be a little bit more expensive because, you know, they got to put a little extra more love on a piece of chicken.
Yeah, we were split the plate. We were each gonna get this meal because it sounded so good.
Yeah, totally. I get it. We get the plate. There's nothing stuffed about this. It's filet. Not really filet. It's two different pieces of chicken on top of each other.
A chicken, your stuffing, and a piece of chicken. There was nothing stuffed. Nothing stuffed about it.
I'm like, nothing of this is stuffed. It's layered.
Yeah.
It's layered.
If you would have said layered, then I would have been like, okay, whatever. I still probably would have gotten it. But it's the word.
Yeah. My favorite, we went to Claim Jumper.
Oh, the chicken.
Yeah. I get a grilled chicken Caesar salad. Grilled chicken Caesar salad. Great. That to me sounds like hot chicken.
Hot grilled chicken on my salad.
But when I get it, it's cold. I'm just like, oh well, it's been grilled, but it's on a salad. So I'm like, I'm sorry. I pulled out the chicken, put it on a plate. I'm like, could you warm up the chicken? I expected hot chicken. I'm not one to like cold chicken. I want hot chicken on my salad. I'm weird like that. But like, can I do that, please? She's like, kind of gives me this weird look, but does it. But then there's the worst part. They go and do that for me, and then they come back, and I was like, I'm sorry, could you do this again? Because the plate's warmer than the chicken.
So you know they microwaved it.
Yeah. And I'm like, I get it. I know what you're doing. But could you microwave it longer?
Yeah. Needless to say, I'm sure they weren't too happy with us. But
Yeah.
we're not the worst couple there, and that's all I'm gonna say.
That
we're
couple.
We're not gonna continue that.
Wow.
But anyways, so back to food.
Yes, to the food. But no, you gotta respect your server.
And you have to respect your server.
I'm sorry.
They're trying real hard, please.
Change. Like, the bill is 47, and you give them 46. Excuse me. The bill is 47.35, and you give them 48. That is not a tip. You gotta add to that. Just saying. You gotta add to that. You can't be just here, take the change.
Yeah.
Unless it's $70-some and you give them a $100 bill, then you're like, okay.
Yeah. But anyways, so.
But yeah, I have been in the food industry. I've seen many different aspects. One of which, the chain, with the bee and that has an apple in it. Those guys, I was with them for a long period of time. That's one thing too you see in the kitchen. You really see some people's, like, not really the servers, sometimes the servers too, but you really see some people's like rudeness and just straight like incomprehensible asks for being in the public and whatnot. Like, one of my worst ever requests while working on the line. Mind you, the bees of the apple that I was working at was largely Hispanic. Okay. I want to say there wasn't a lot of white people or anybody else in the kitchen. It was a lot of Hispanic. And we get the ticket come back from a server, and it was like, we want the nachos, but we only want the white chips. And mind you, at the time we had the tricolor chips. You know, the normal color looking, the red, and then the black looking chip. And they were like, we only want the white chips, and we want it cooked by a white cook. And I get this, and I'm just looking, and I'm just like, up and down the line, I'm like, I'm the closest, but I'm still half. And this is kind of messed up.
I'm sorry, if I was that server, I would have been like, to be quite frank with you, you'll have to go someplace else.
Well, see, that's the thing.
I was like, sorry.
I called my manager, who was 19 at the time, and I was like 24. He's like, no. I'm like, I have a problem with this. I'm like, I'm technically the only one that can half do this on the line.
Right.
And B, this is racist. I don't even want to do this. Can we tell this person to leave? Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
My manager's like, no, we can't do that. We gotta serve them. I'm like, excuse you? No. At the time I was a smoker. I'm like, here you go. Here's a ticket. We're gonna step out for a bit. And yeah, the line left for a good 15-20 minutes. Let him take care of the ticket. It was like, yeah, no. Yeah, we didn't touch any more of that ticket, and we all kind of talked him down, and he was very pissed at us, but at the same time we were like, no, fuck that shit. I'm sorry. We ain't no fly zone right there.
Yeah, no, that's so bogus.
And then at the same time, this was the place that I've been at. I want to say this is my second time around with the Bees of the Apple. And the first one I was at for a few years, and that was interesting. That was a learning curve, because we were the Friday and Saturday night kitchen line, and we all got along great. The camaraderie was just, we went to work and then we kicked it after work, as far as like we all hung out, and we were in wrestling at the time. Like, we like to watch WWE, and so yeah, we were doing that. Or that's what introduced me to playing Halo in multiple Xboxes in one room, and that was amazing. And like I said, the camaraderie, it was like the movie Waiting. Anybody who's seen the movie Waiting, that's what it was like working at the Bees of the Apple back at that time. It was everybody losing their shit when we got hit on a Friday and Saturday night. Everybody losing their shit, but at the end of the shift, we're back together, we're kicking it, and we're gonna go to a party, or we're gonna go do this gaming session, or it was interesting.
Yeah, I had a good crew when I worked at the Cisco House in North City. But the time I worked there until the time I left, it was a great crew. And it was crazy to work at a place the time period I did, and then years go by and find out a friend of ours worked there and be a completely different atmosphere. Especially with people. He worked with one or two people that I worked with, and maybe three or four, to be honest, depending, between the front of the house and the back of the house. So he got to work with those, but by the time he got there, it was a totally different atmosphere and flow and
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, I've noticed when you're at a spot for some time, just how time changes things, and people leaving kind of changes things too, because there's different aspects that they would do that are no longer being done. So that's little things that you miss and notice. Like I say, I've been in the now. Bees of the Apple was my longest stint in one spot, but now where I'm at now is the longest stint in one area. Yeah, Bootsy's had hers now for over a decade.
Yeah, we were going to say.
She actually got her job on my son's birthday.
Yep. And I actually got my Stillhouse job, which I needed for my externship for culinary school. But I found out that through a friend and a mutual person through school, they were like, hey, have you got your externship yet? And I said, nah, I haven't really tried yet. Because you can get it without pay. And I really wanted to get paid for my externship. And so he goes, hey, so-and-so in my class is working here. You should, I know they're hiring. You should go talk to her. And I went, So I went and talked to her, and then I went and talked to the boss and had my interview and got my job on my birthday.
Nice.
My birthday present to myself. I was like, alright, I got the job. So that was pretty nice. So now I worked there for a couple years. Then my dad got sick, and my boss was a surgeon of some sort. I don't know exactly, but he was a doctor, surgeon type person. So when I told him what was going on, he was like, I don't know. He said, when you come back, because you say you're going to come back, when you come back, you have a job. Awesome. Thank you. And then, unfortunately, things didn't work out, and so I only got to stay there for a short period of time, and I had to begin my job. But that was a really good job. I really liked working there. It was an open kitchen, and when we say that means that the front of the house where everybody sits and eats can hear the kitchen. So we didn't get to listen to music, but we would have live bands on Thursdays and Saturdays, I think. I can't remember now, it's been a while. But yeah, that was really fun. I remember when we lunch one time, and a lot of people walk by too to go to like bathrooms and stuff. But one lady came around the corner and goes, "That was the best so I had so long." I can't remember what I think this was a sandwich or something, to be honest. It was nothing fancy. But she was so happy with it that she came back to the side and said, "Who made that?" And I said, "Because I really don't know. I thought that was me. And she goes, "That was amazing. That was the best that I've had in so long. This, excuse me." She goes, "This is for you." And she slips me a 20. And I'm like, oh my. I'm like, thank you so much. She's like, you're welcome. I want to make sure you got all the tips that you deserved. And I was like, thank you. So like just little things like that. I was like, oh man. Now that's the thing though, like we really didn't get tips or anything. Like when it came to certain places, we would get tips when we divvied out. And then everybody would get, you get this little envelope for your tips. So that was interesting. Maybe that was there. Can't remember the song, no. But I've always liked working in food. I think if I ever went anywhere else, I would look to continue to be in a culinary in a kitchen. Or in a catering, is what I'm trying to say. But we've always had a pipe dream of doing a restaurant, but now because the not trailers, what are they called? Streetcars. Oh, what are they called? Food trucks. Since food trucks are so popular, we would really want to go down that route. And really probably would just start out being like a burger fry joint. Because Del Rosa has, I don't know if you still have that list of burgers you made that one time?
I don't. I need to make a new list.
He came up with this really cool labyrinth burger menu. Because at the time he was burgers, essentially. So he would make up all these different burgers instead of having, you know, a traditional burger or what was the other one? Like mushroom and Swiss burger. But he would come up with these really elaborate, fancy sounding fucking burgers and different buns and all this stuff, and it was just like, man, I could totally see us making a fucking thing out of this. So that's a pipe dream of ours, is to, if we ever pulled the plug and we're financially capable of starting a business like that, I think we would start a burger truck.
I think we
could
could.
Go from there. I'd like to tap into some other, like I want to do like a home cook, like a home cooked meal type deal where like it's more heavier, where you have like your different like different locations, different regions. You have Chinese, you have Japanese, you have Korean, and then you have your German and your Italian, and then you have different places of those that do things a little different, and just kind of tap in all the different areas, but they're like the hearty home cooked meals of that. And I've always wanted to have a place like that where you can get your steak and potatoes, but you also can get your shepherd's pie or corned beef and cabbage, and oh, you want tamales, let's do tamales, and Spanish rice, or I have a heritage cookbook that I swear up and down, from my German schnitzel to the German potato salad to spätzle to, you know, all of that, and then the sweet and sour sauce that you make from scratch is like the best, besides all the other little things that you get, or you go to a actual restaurant and get the stuff from there, and then it's like, oh, I can never recreate you properly. It's like Subway. I love Subway, okay? I don't care. The closest thing I can get, well, besides Jimmy John's. I love Jimmy John's. And then you have what? Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's.
And Jersey Mike's is what? They cut their meat fresh per sandwich.
What does?
Jersey Mike's?
Yes.
Yeah. So they're the closest thing, realistically, if you think about it, how they stack their sandwiches, to a Togo's. And if you don't know what a Togo's is, it's because you're probably not from California. There's only one Togo's in this whole fucking state. And it's in Beaverton, on the edge of Beaverton. And they have always made really good sandwiches. Really thick bread, really thick meat and everything that go in it. Just stacked meat. So Togo's was kind of like that for me. And I've always loved their Italian sandwich. Their spicy Italian. And I'd get pepper jack cheese on it. And I would get their Southwest Chipotle sauce. Now, their Southwest Chipotle sauce, I tried to remake one time and was like, this is close. Well, I haven't been there in a long time. And I went in a couple months ago, and they have completely changed their menu. Their whole sandwich array has been redone. Some of the sandwiches have been renamed. Same kind of stuff and whatnot, but like, I was putting my sandwich together, and I noticed I didn't have a Southwest sauce anymore. And I said, I saw that the grocery stores have been carrying Subway sauces. So now you can get their sauces at the store. And I was like, but I never see Baja. Or never see Southwest. And I'm like, is the Southwest sauce the Baja dressing sauce that you're using right now? And she goes, yeah, we just changed the name. And I went, oh, I can buy this sauce at the store now. I'm so excited. And the silly things, but like, you know, when you can find certain niches that you really like, it makes things easier. I like when they have like, oh, here's the secret recipe to the secret sauce from so-and-so. Granted, yes, you're going to make it, and most sauces, just a little FYI, when you make a sauce and then you let it sit for an hour, it's going to taste slightly different. Yep. Because now all of your seasonings and all of your other stuff has melded together and can sit properly, and that's your true sauce. So when you go to taste sauces in the beginning, always give it a little time when they're cold. When they're hot, that's what you got. Like making a gravy or whatnot, that won't change. But yeah, my little tip of the day. Sauces. I love sauces.
What is your favorite sauce to make?
Only because I make it so often is a bechamel, which is your basic mother sauce, base sauce for cheese sauce. So when I say that, it's, and here's another thing to argue with some people. When you make a roux, do you use equal parts flour to butter, or do you kind of switch it up a little bit? Now, through all the cooking that I've done now and all the recipes that I've done, I don't always 50-50 it, and it slightly drives me nuts.
Yeah, I'm the same way, and I like when I do my cooking, I don't really measure anything per se.
It's the other reason why I like cooking.
So like I'll use 3, like depending on how big a sauce I'm making, 2 or 3 sticks of butter.
Sure.
And then throw in the flour until it clumps to the consistency that I like.
That is totally one way of doing it. That's the other reason why I like cooking so much. I am not a baker. Bakers have to be precise.
Yeah.
I am not precise. I am messy. I like my shit like this. So yeah. But with making the bechamel, a proper bechamel, however you want to pronounce it.
Bechamel.
You make your roux 50-50, and then you pour in your cream, and you get that going, and then you take half an onion, after you've cleaned it and everything, got all the outside skin on, half an onion with 2 bay leaves and 2 to 4 pieces of clove, whole clove, because you take your onion, you take your bay leaf, and you stick it with the clove. So now you have this little pincushion that you put in your cream, and you let that all simmer and boil and get all that flavor. And then once that does that for a while, then you take it out and then you finish it with whatever. Like you either add cheese to it for a cheese sauce, or you tune it with salt, or use it the way it is and whatnot. But that is my basic favorite sauce to make, because you can leave it as is or turn it into a cheese sauce, or I just like making gravy in general.
See, that's one thing I don't make a lot, so I'm really when someone asks me to make a gravy, I'm like, meh.
Say what? So a gravy is basically the same thing. So you make your roux, right? Safeway, 1 stick of butter to make it the right consistency, and then depending on what you want, chicken or beef. So if you want a basic, if you're not making a beef item or something, I would go with chicken. Chicken is going to be your main, kind of across the board, because you're going to add your chicken stock until you get your nice gravy, essentially, because that's all it really is. And then you add salt to kind of balance it.
Right.
If you want to get fancy, you can always add onions or something to it, sauteed onions. For our Salisbury gravy, we do onions and mushrooms that have been sauteed in butter, and then the flour mixture, and then actually before that, red wine. Let that cook off, and then you add your beef base, tomato paste, and beef base, and then you bring that up and let it thicken out. So you really can stretch it different ways. At home, I usually just make chicken gravy.
Right.
Unless we're doing hamburger patties, then I'll make a beef gravy.
The complement.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Very nice.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to make it work? I know what I like when you make it work. Besides their pizzas, their fucking pizzas are so good. If I could order their pizzas all the time.
That is one thing that's nice. Because we make everything in house now.
Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about.
We bring in. I mean, we don't bring in, but we have certain flour that we use, and we make the dough in house. We have a recipe that we follow that we use in house for the pizza sauce. It is pretty tasty, I got to say. I like it. I like it a lot. Something I like making. We changed everything so much, but I just more authentic stuff. I like doing like when we do tacos style, because I like when I do the flavoring, because I don't like to add a lot of hot stuff, because I can't do heat. I'm Hispanic, but heartburn sucks, so I don't do anything with heat.
The chicken tinga that we do, I like that a lot. He'll make that at home.
Yeah, that's actually something that I learned at work that I brought home, and I've made at home a couple times, and I really like it. One thing that I really like to make, I'm thinking I'm going to make this next time we have our podcast. I'm going to make my chili queso.
Oh, that stuff's so good.
That's something that my buddy Kevin, actually, his mom gave us a recipe, I believe, on how to put it together. And
you've tweaked it since.
Yeah, mind you, it was a quick and easy, just Velveeta cheese, the log, a can of chili, put it together, and cream cheese. Bam.
Yeah.
But over the years, as I've gained more knowledge in the kitchen and whatnot, I've added more and
Yep.
done more to the queso. I'm actually thinking the next time, I won't do it when we make it, this next time I make it, but I'm thinking one of the times I make it, I want to make it from scratch and make the cheese sauce to go in, because what I usually use, Velveeta, I grab a can of chili, I put them together, then I do cream cheese, usually the cream cheese little
logs of cream cheese.
log that it gives you,
Log.
you know. But then I'll dice up some onions and saute those, and some white wine. I have also added the beef. I'm a big meat guy. I love having meat, and so I think I did a pound of beef to the mix now also.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I do the taco flavoring on the beef, onion, garlic, cumin. I want to bust out some more of the authentic spices, some of the other peppers and whatnot.
Yeah.
And again, I do peppers that give flavor, not the heat, because like I say, I can't. I like the flavor is great with some stuff that is hot, but I can't handle it. So
Yeah.
but yeah, on our next podcast, I'm thinking we're gonna have a guest with us, and I think I will prep out and make the chili queso
Yeah.
for the podcast. So we'll talk about that as I'm talking with the guests and talking with y'all.
Yes.
And again, we will be live also. And if you have any questions or recipes that you'd like, or ideas, or you want to help on tweaking something, let us know. We have many years of experience, and depending on who we have next week or 2 weeks from now, see how it handles out. We will have many years more experience, most likely, because like I say, of my day crew that I work with, I have one cook that has 12 to 15 years experience. I have another cook that has 30 plus years, I want to say, experience. And then I have Remy, who, oh wow, yeah, I forgot about Remy. She's got another 30 plus years in the food industry. And that's the other thing too. We're going to be talking about different styles and ethnicities, because everybody's being brought up in different areas. So like, I was born in Texas, but I was brought up in the Oregon area. One of my guests that I plan on having come out was born over here, but he did his culinary experience in New York.
Oh, I
So
cannot wait to talk
that's
to
a
you about
total. That is a total different vibe. Like, especially in schooling, because he did schooling over there, and then he also did some work over there.
Oh my god.
And so, yeah, that in
I
itself
get to pick
is
his
an
brain on that,
experience.
because if it's the one I think it is, that was my option at the time too. At first it was go to San Francisco or New York, and then Oregon became the last option, and I picked that because it was so close to California, but
Nice.
away from my family. Which
It was away, but not too far away, and
Yeah.
close, but not too close.
Yeah. It's a nice safe distance. But anyways, yeah. So I'm excited. I didn't realize that he went to New York for culinary.
Yeah, Yeah, he went to the, and then here's your, oh god, I keep hitting the mic. And then we have the other person that I plan on having visit or be a guest. She's done New Orleans style, southern style.
Yeah.
So like, again,
Cajun.
it's a total different aspect and different style of cooking, and it's a lot of similar things, but it's still different a style and how things get initiated and executed in meals. Yeah, East Coast, where a lot of, we do have the specialty fish, the salmon that we have here. It's a delicacy. But then you have like California, that's like fusion food.
Yep.
But then you go east and you get a mixture of, you get a little bit of everything. You get, your Asian food. You get your proper New York high-end stuff. You get your French cuisines.
That's what I dabbled in, was French.
Yeah. And the South, you get your wholesome meals, your mashed potatoes, chicken fried steaks, and nothing is small.
No.
Quantities, there's never small.
Yeah.
You're ordering food and you're taking some home.
Yeah. Always leaving with the to-go box.
But I don't know. I think on that we better cut it. We could talk for a while.
We could.
On this. But like I say, we're gonna be back on in a week or two. Check us out Sunday night, 6 a.m. 6 p.m.
Not on your life. Too early. Yes.
6 p.m. We will be going live on the podcast. We are on YouTube, we're on Kick, and we're on Twitch. So I'm going to try to keep up with the 3 lines, making sure everything's going right. But message me, if not, at thatotherDelarosa.com, or excuse me, thatotherDelarosa@gmail.com. Yeah. Or you can hit me up in the comments below on either one of the streams. But I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the first glimpse of the podcast. Until we see you again, hope you have a great night, great rest of your night, and a great week. Until we see you again, keep on show, man.
Bye, guys.
I wanna know all the things you believe, your highs and lows, and everything in between. When you pull me close, that's where I wanna be, right here, you and me. Tell me we're on to something, baby, don't leave me hanging, giving you all my loving, but how am I supposed to know if you feel the same way, or if you want me to stay? Baby, just give me something. How am I supposed to know?
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?